Jai Shri Ram, and welcome to yet another episode of Indosphere Insights YouTube channel. My name is Kedar Pawar. Well, friends, a lot of geopolitical events have unfolded in the last 2 weeks. So let's get started. The first and the most important event is obviously the Gaza peace talk, which was sort of hosted by Donald Trump, and we had leaders, around 20 leaders, which had participated in this event in Egypt. And Trump obviously started the event with 33 handshakes, right? And a few of them were very funny, especially the one with Macron. You should go and see that video; it was very funny. Well, what is the outcome of this? Obviously, the peace plan which Donald Trump has outlined for between the Hamas and the Israel, there are multiple steps involved. Okay, so the first step was obviously to release the hostages. So Hamas has released the 20 hostages. Many of them were in captive for more than 2 years, and in turn, even Israel has released the prisoners of Hamas. I think around 2,000 prisoners they have released. So this is the first step, but there are multiple steps which are involved, friends. So that will be the disarmament of Hamas and many other things which are involved, basically. And Hamas should give up its wish to rule over or oversee Gaza Strip, basically, right? So there are multiple steps involved, but it feels so with this event that they are already celebrating the entire success of the so-called peace deal. So it looked more like a comedy circus in that event. Okay, with obviously Donald Trump being the ringmaster, and the kind of gestures and the announcements were made as if the entire peace deal is over. Well, it's not over. Okay, so and you don't even know whether it'll be honored going forward. Especially now the hostages have been released, and also the prisoners have been released by Israel, right? So things can go violent any moment. Okay, so it's not that the entire peace has been achieved. Obviously, it's a major step forward, but you cannot be celebrating it, right, until the whole thing is done. So that is what has happened, and you see how much Pakistani PM had also praised Donald Trump during the event. Well, if he you know he has done that obviously at the request of Trump, which was very evident. And but if he sees back home, the entire Pakistan is burning, guys. So that's that's the next topic, wherein I think most of you must be knowing that the foreign minister of Afghanistan was visiting India. That is where when Pakistan attacked in Kabul. They did an airstrike in Kabul because they had got a tip that one of the major leaders of TTP, Tehrik-e-Taliban, Pakistan, was there, and that's where they attacked, right? And citing the reasons of the attacks the TTP has been doing in Pakistan. Well, it has so badly backfired that now Pakistan, which was already burning, because on one front the Baluchistan is already, the Liberation Army of Baluchistan had already caused a lot of chaos there. Then in POK, there have been a lot of protests which are already happening, and now in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, okay, the TTP and all is already wreaking havoc inside Pakistan. And after this event, which they did, which was a big misadventure, they are completely surrounded from all the sides. Okay, so literally the police and the army in Pakistan are finding it very tough to contain what is happening, basically. So you you almost see another coup sort of a situation which is happening this time in Pakistan. You saw it happening in Nepal in the recent past, right? And something which happened in Bangladesh also. Okay, so now we are seeing it in Pakistan. Okay, so don't be surprised if there's a change of regime, wherein top leaders flee from Pakistan from the current administration, and its prime minister is busy, obviously, solving or rather helping Donald Trump resolve or rather build a peace talk between Israel and Hamas. wherein Pakistan has not even recognized Israel, right? Wherein it's going to contribute by sending a peacekeeping force to oversee into the Gaza. That's the big joke, basically. So this is what it is. So when you have snakes in the backyard, they will definitely one day come and bite you. So this was one of the famous quotes from Hillary Clinton, right? So that's the state of affairs in Pakistan. And owing to this internal situation, Pakistan has moved a lot of military on its India border as well. So and obviously Indian forces are ready. They're very vigilant because we don't want these events that are unfolding in Pakistan to have its effects in India, right? So that's what we have been very careful and cautious about. So if Pakistan is wanting to do any misadventure with India, okay, to kind of divert attention of its people internally, then that will be a big, big mistake, because Operation Sindhu 2.0, okay, it's on hold, right? So this time Pakistan will, there'll be a complete hell that will come into Pakistan, okay, if they think of doing anything in India, basically, or against India. Because, and you will see a lot of innovation also from Indian forces in this round too. Okay, Pakistan will definitely find it very difficult to recover from what is going to happen in Operations into 2.0. Okay, so that's another thing. And moving to the next topic, there has been a very interesting development, folks, which have happened in Iran. Not sure if you have followed that. There was a recent new metro station which was unveiled in Tehran, basically. Okay, and in one of my previous videos, I'd already mentioned that Iran's going to be a Christian majority country. Okay, in the next decade, and it's already started. The work on it has already been started, and this metro station which was unveiled has been named Holy Virgin Mary metro station. Imagine in an Islamic country like Iran, the metro station getting named after obviously Virgin Mary. So it's a I would say it's a positive step, but this is like an indication of things to come, wherein the regime change and all, which was spoken about, I think few months back. All of those things are unfolding slowly. Okay, so that is how it is. So Iran will be a Christian majority. Similarly, the map of Israel is going to change. Israel is going to be like a greater Israel. Okay, so we'll see that also unfolding, and Saudi Arabia will be a Jewish majority country. Okay, similarly, UAE is going to be a Hindu majority country, because if you have seen with the kind of chaos that is there going on in the West in terms of financials, a lot of Indians are moving, towards UAE, and so you will definitely see it being a Hindu majority country, okay, in the coming decade, basically. So that's how things are unfolding, folks. And with the decolonization wave also going on, the next thing which I want to discuss is obviously two major developments that have happened. If you must have seen in India, a lot of government leaders, top leaders, have moved to Zoho Mail, right? So they are basically using Zoho suite for for communications and emails and everything, because obviously the data is not safe. Okay, so and we want an Indian company, or rather the data to be within India. Okay, so that's a very positive development, and I think I'm also shifted to Zoho Mail. You guys can also try that. It's a very good platform. And similarly, in China, there's a very recent development which has happened, wherein for trade, they have moved from Windows, Microsoft Windows, and they have bought in their own systems, which is like a they call it WPS, word system, basically. So that's how the decolonization process is also going on, basically, okay, simultaneously. So this is a decade of change, and as I'd mentioned in my previous videos also, guys, that things are unfolding very fast, very quickly. And coming to the data point again, considering that data is going to be very, very important going forward, And you see a recent deal also which is happening, which has happened between Adani and Google, wherein Google is going to partner with Adani, and they are going to open up a big data center in Vishakhapatnam. Okay, so this is just the start. You will see a lot of Western major companies invest coming into India, obviously building their GCCs. And as soon as there is a dollar devaluation which comes, you will also see a lot of Indian businesses taking over a lot of high stakes into the Western companies, and you will also see them completely taking over the companies also in the West. So basically they will be on the shopping spree once the dollar devalues and rupee appreciates. So that's the future which is going to unfold very soon. As we know, the crisis is just around the corner. And when I say of the crisis, I have already given a little hint of what it is in my previous videos. But this crisis, my friends, it's going to be once in a lifetime event, basically, wherein you will see a major power completely declining, and a lot of regional powers coming up, basically. As I had mentioned, we are moving into a multipolar world. So India, China, Russia, USA, they will definitely be playing a major role in geopolitics going forward. And that's how the multipolar world is unfolding currently. Okay, so that's the background of that. Now, there is one more interesting event which happened. You must have seen there was an LG IPO which came in, which was very highly oversubscribed, right? So there was an interesting thing which happened is the LG CEO giving speech in Hindi, right? So that's also one of the indication of the decolonization, because once once people understand a major power is rising, and that is definitely India. The growth forecast which has been given by World Bank is also very positive for India. I think they are projecting it to be 6.6%, for this and the next year, and then 2026-27 they have projected it to be 6.2%. Okay, which is very good compared to major economies around the world. So that is where you see, all these, CEOs and all coming up, speaking up in Hindi and all. Okay, so once your currency appreciates, obviously they will have to adapt, to the cultural aspects of that particular nation as well. So that has happened in the past with the British, that has happened with the with Americans, and now it is going to happen with obviously Bharat. Okay, so that's how things will be unfolding. And one last thing that I wanted to just also mention to our NRI friends is, please do take care. You have seen a lot of attacks that have happened in US, a lot of racism that is happening elsewhere as well, in the Five Eyes countries, basically. So one good point is that India has a trade deal with the two major nations of Five Eyes, that is UK and Australia, and we are also moving forward with the deals with New Zealand and Canada. Okay, so United States. Okay, if you're listening, if you don't want to be the junior partner, by the end of this decade, that is by 2030, you have to make some very right moves now and get that trade deal signed with India. Otherwise, it's going to be completely chaos in the West when the devaluation happens. Okay, so we all know the script, right? They are going to use cryptos to write off their debt, basically. Okay, so and they are going to start with a clean slate after that. So all of this sounds, interesting, but it's going to be very scary, especially for the Western citizens and also for the NRIs who are staying there. Okay, so it's about time you make the right moves, or else you're going to face the consequences of your actions. That's how it is. Okay, so this is what I want to cover today in today's video, folks. Obviously we will have more discussions like this as the events unfold, and I'll keep you all posted with such updates time and again. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. Please do like and share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Jai Hind.